Hello and welcome, beautiful souls. My name is Anka. Quick video today, maybe, on this collective sorrow again. I had this amazing insight this morning with a gift, and then I had an amazing day, and so I felt like I need to share this because if you are a sensitive, you are feeling this sorrow. Actually, I'm going to take it back. If you're a sensitive and you're understanding that this is a collective sorrow, congratulations, yay. If you don't think you're a sensitive, in my observation, it is even worse because it is so potent and so literally within the mind that even non-sensitives are taking this on. And why I think it's worse is because those individuals, they don't understand that it's not theirs, and then they take it on and make it personal. And then the sensitives next to the non-sensitives are being even more bombarded because they have a close proximity of a body that is like really there. And then they have the collective with the sorrow. So sometimes, like this morning, I was kind of forced to sit in this energy and having to go, okay, show me what's going on, because it's almost bringing me to my this inability to do anything else within the day, right? It's draining me. So I took about an hour because that's how much I needed today. And what I got was amazing. That's why I'm here sharing. And so what I saw immediately, and I'm a very visual person. A lot of things is images combined with knowing of what it is that I'm seeing. And I literally see space expanding. And as this field and space being created, like literally the space between electrons is increasing. And the field yesterday, whenever I was talking about that, the field is morphing. Yes, it is. It kind of like picked up momentum and it's accelerating into expansion. That expansion and transformation is releasing in that movement a type of entropy. And if you don't know what entropy is, it's a chaos. It's a inavailability of useful energy, useful fuel to uh, allow transformation to happen, right? So it's a measure of chaos, a measure of what's the other word? Chaos or dysfunction, right? And it makes so much sense. Also, to me, entropy is this low background type heat. It's just very subtle heat, system heat. And for about 2 weeks now, I've been running so hot, my body, and I have days or hours within, it feels like days, hours within the day that I'm literally running a low grade fever. And if I don't have a physical fever, because, at a little point there, I'm like, oh my God, I have an infection in my body. Thank God for all my sisters, because they're like, oh yeah, I take cold showers and it's, and I've been taking also cold showers because I literally have to cool my brain. I feel how hot my brain is at times. And just running cold water really helps for half an hour to just bring that heat down. But it makes sense with this, with all these things that are happening. Of course, we have the solar flares and who knows what else, right? The collective and again, I don't know, because there's a lot of system breakdown. And what's really interesting too, the second law of thermodynamics talks about entropy increasing over time. And to me, again, it makes so much sense because as the collective is releasing karma and transforming and healing, and the clarity is coming in, systems are being transformed. But before they're being transformed, we have to deal with that collapse, with these towers that are crumbling. And we're at this point of the systems, not tools and little towers of things. No, we're it's a very systemic, it's a very collective movement that is happening right now. So this entropy, this type of entropy, at this point, it just seems that is so palpable. So so on a mechanical, thermodynamic, biological, I get to translate it, or the yeah, it feels like entropy, but on an emotional basis, right? That emotional translation, that seems to be sorrow, right? And we still have this bias about sorrow. Oh my God, sorrow is hard. Sorrow means I'm losing something. I have to give up something. And we're not understanding that sorrow is just this entropy, it's just the mechanics of, it's the chaos that is a natural phenomena that is happening when something is, I'm going to say, even decaying or is collapsing, right? And even if we know, because I'm like, okay, I get it, and I understand, and I knew that this is not personal to me, and yet it is so hard sometimes to deal with that because it is so dense. So I'm sitting with it. I'm going to draw a parallel because yesterday, right, big parentheses sort of here. Yesterday, I was reflecting on, did God came into a point in his or her growth where he had to surrender himself. And so this question came to me because it's like, okay, what did God have to let go of? Kind of a little bit of an attitude there, but still, I thought it was a good question. So I'm sitting with that and I'm like, oh yeah, but that's why I am God. Because also, see, I also think that this self-discovery journey, this soul journey, is really just a journey of love exploration. And if that's true, I'm going to just assume that that is an absolute. I don't care for absolutes, but it really feels like an absolute. So I'm going to just say, okay, let's assume that the self-discovery, the journey of the soul, is about discovering love in density, in different spaces that have never been explored before. Okay, assumption. Then, if that's true, absolutely true, and God did come to this junction in his own journey, then it had to be him separating. It had to be him letting go of the oneness and send himself into all these pieces, which is me and you and life, right? Into the darkness, into the unknown. Because, okay, if you have children, actually, okay, it doesn't matter if you have children or not. If you love somebody, then you know that having to witness a loved one go through pain or suffering is the absolute worst. If something painful is happening to you, or where you have to suffer, yeah, no problem, I'll go through that. But when it's reversed and you can't intervene, you can't do anything about it, you just have to sit there and watch a loved one go through hell, that is the worst hell that you can have, right? And so with that, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, that's why it makes sense that I am God, right? And God is me, because it can only, God cannot witness sending his children into the darkness, into the unknown. No, it would be, I'll just do it myself, right? So, okay, so I had these thoughts yesterday. And this morning I'm sitting with this expanding space. It was so, like, I think I was there for an hour, or I don't know, because time came to one heartbeat at a time. And I was able to, it was so chaotic in the stillness, if you will. I mean, space was just expanding. It was just like, oh my God, like live. And it was so hypnotic that I was just there watching space expand. And it's just heart beating. It was kind of like not necessarily even my heart. It was like the cosmic heart just beating in the moment, right? And I'm understanding the entropy, and I'm understanding how we're not getting, or I'm not getting, I'm going to just talk about me, that it's not personal. And then I had this direct line to source. And as source was looking at me, I instantly knew. I remember, and I have these phases. I remember, I know, and then I forget, and then I'm back into space, and it's like, oh my God, okay, yeah, here it is again. Whatever. It's just how it is. So I'm in direct line with source. And in that moment, I know. It's like, oh yeah, yeah, it is me. It is me. But it's like, because of time, like I was still in a something of time where it's like, okay, yeah, it's me being separate. Like you had to surrender yourself. So I'm in that timeline of you not being one. I'm that me. But I'm you. And I allowed this filling up of my God body, God knowing, to take up the space. And maybe that's okay. That's what's also going on, because, and I should know this is so interesting, right? When you do energy healing and trauma is being released, you fill it up with something else, with light, with joy, with health, with whatever the person desires, or whatever is for the highest good, right? For that person. But you never leave an empty space, because we're not comfortable with empty space. It makes us like this morning, oh, what is this? I need to go meditate because I'm freaking out. I mean, I was freaking out inside. I was perfectly calm outside. Perfect. um, so, and if you don't fill it up with a higher frequency, then within days, the trauma is back. So what's going on is that as we are literally expanding by the minute, by the moment, we have to then fill ourselves up with God source, right? With that light, so that we don't freak out. So I just sat there siphoning light. And once I was full, the the sorrow did not bother me. Actually, I was full, and everything else came to an end. It was amazing. And then I had the best day, right? So here I am at the end of the day, because I had a busy day, amazing. And I'm only now I get to share this with you. So it's like, I don't know, how simple and just how amazing is this? Just amazing. That's all I have. But maybe let's go and do that together. And I'm going to go and lead us into that space and into the experience that I had this morning. I'm going to try to recreate it with you, but I'm going to go at my own pace. And I think, it's kind of futile to try to match your pace, because hopefully there's going to be more people watching this, and I'm not going to match it. So I'll just do my pace. But if this is something that you want to play with, then feel free to customize it, to make it your own, to add, subtract, whatever, however you need it to be. And then you can adjust the pace as well. So, okay, let's just get into it. I like to have my spine straight. I can breathe easier, and I can really expand into my breath. And after a while, my spine kind of expands anyway, so I don't have to try too hard right at the beginning. But come as you are, wherever you are. We always start with what is, full acceptance of however these emotions show up. So I'm feeling great right now, but this morning I was again at the brink of crying, and I didn't fight that, right? It is what it is. And I relax into the body as it is. And I feel the pain. I feel the compression, maybe the oppression. And it's okay. And we just take a breath in and out, just one heartbeat at a time. And allow yourself to expand into the understanding of what this is. Show me, I like to say. Show me, what am I going through right now? And naturally, without forcing anything, without trying to make anything happen, just observe. And if the space is expanding, wonderfully, wonderful. If not, wonderful. But maybe you can feel how the space between atoms, electrons, is literally expanding. So much so that maybe you can subtly, but yes, you can feel your organs decompress, creating more space within your abdomen, your back. You're more relaxed. You're more normal. There is. There is a normal you, but it's not an absolute normal. It keeps changing by the moment. And you keep aligning to that normal. And maybe you can feel this entropy, this sorrow, but it's different now. And yet it's still there. It's still heavy. Not as a judgment, but as a feeling. It just feels heavy. And that's not normal. So then allow yourself to align to source. Get in a direct line, a direct communication, a direct connection. Open your gates, the doors, the valves, whatever, and allow source to fill you up into your normal God body. And feel that normal. I don't know how else to say it. This is you. Allow that you to take the space that this normal you is. And feel into it with all your senses. And when you're complete, you know. Because you feel great. You feel normal. You feel good. And if you wish, you can close the gates now. Whatever your practice is, I like to think, just be grateful, because it's like, who am I thanking? Am I thanking myself? Am I thanking other God from the different timeline that is the one? I don't know. But I could just be grateful. And I know that to be truth. And I can emanate that. And I'm complete. And hopefully, so are you. So that's all I have for today. I thought it was, you know, another mind blowing day. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.